Hi, my name is Tank. I'm a lawyer. I travel. I'm a co-owner of a tattoo studio. I do a few things. I think most importantly, used to be a fighter. Still am a fighter. Once a fighter, always a fighter. I'm here with maybe my favorite fighter, Sebastian Lopez, Muay Thai champion, badass, dear friend, brother, gym owner.
Yeah.
Where are we at, buddy? Introduce yourself. Tell us where we're at.
We're here in Long Beach, 4th Street, corner of 4th and Cherry here in Long Beach, California, Retro Road. Hardworx Fitness. Used to be Long Beach United. Worked here for about 5 years. 5 years later, I own it with my buddies.
It's like a bunch of us, trained in various martial arts, boxing, whatever it was, but you stuck with it, then evolved fighter into trainer into gym owner. Why do you think it is that you never left this place?
I came out here to play music and write movies and stuff, and then my friend Calvin introduced me to come get workout in Huntington Beach, and that's where I met my coaches like Rob McCullough and Tiki and all the guys who got me into this game, and then I just found my niche, and I stuck with it, graduated. Almost didn't finish college because I was starting to compete. I mean, 1 semester to go, let's just finish it. I did, and then from there I took it, made it a profession, and we were able to make some money. Have a lot of awesome experiences I wouldn't have had if I had another job doing other stuff. Just gave me a lot of life experiences, stuff I got to do that I never thought I would be able to do. Meet a lot of awesome people and stuff, and I just love what it did in life. It gave me I love my job. I get to come work sandals every day, hat, shorts.
What do you think it is about fighting that you just can't kick it, right? Like obviously I haven't fought in a lot of years.
It's a competition, and then also there's ego. I still got it. Who's this young guy? It's that old dog, old wolf of lion, I still take this guy, who's this guy? I still got it, and then you start moving oh, this hurts. But I still get in there and move around with the guy.
Yeah.
Still got it. Might got one more up the road coming up.
Oh man.
We'll see.
Next, it's funny, dude. I haven't fought competitively in almost 20 years now, right? It just ended so early for me. But it still feels like being a fighter is such an inherent part of my existence, my persona, right?
I think in your instance, maybe because you didn't do it competitively, so it's like that. You wish you did. At least did 1 or 2. Because when I started into it, I didn't want to fight. I was still trying to do music and write movies and play music. A bunch of music. The people I met out here, the first one, musicians. When I started training, I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to get in shape. And I go, I'll do one. Jessica can say I did 1. And then after I did that one, I was like, oh, I was addicted. It was it's the best drug I ever had in my life. Wow, what? And it was a draw. Well, let me win one, and I'll stop. And I'll stick to music and all that. I won one, I was like, what? It's the greatest feeling in the world.
Sure.
I got $300. Yeah. It was amazing. I was like, what?
I think so much of what made me want to really learn how to fight, what made me a fighter, was getting picked on, being a little chubby kid and having people call me all kinds of nicknames, right? But not knowing how to chunk them and not being that confident.
Yeah, I got picked by my cousins when I was a kid. I was the runt of you grew up with your group of cousins that were around the same age. I was the younger one, I got picked by all. So I was like, fuck. And it's funny, after I started fighting, they're like, we won't pick on him no more. They're all bigger than me.
But what a drug, right? That first time, I remember the first time you just, bah! Just hit someone and they drop and you're like, oh my, I can do that?
I get off on that.
Dude! Yeah, I remember when I got my USA Amateur boxing book, right? You gotta get stamps in when you fight in all the tournaments. I remember that, feeling oh shit, this is real. Yeah. So I remember my first inclination was I walked in the gym wanting to fight. And I had actually gotten a fight with some dude, not beat some dude up that had won a box tournament. I was like, fuck, I can do that. Yeah. But then I walked in a boxing gym. I remember the first day, thought I could fight. And they let me spar. The first day I walked in the gym, because I walked in like an asshole.
Teach you a lesson.
Beat the dog shit out of me with body shots. Yeah. But I came back the next day and just never left the boxing gym for years and years and years.
Yeah, it's out. When I started, I didn't want to compete. I just wanted to get in shape. And then I was like, I tried a little bit, and then I when I started sparring with like Rob, Razor Rob, McCullough, and Tiki, and like they're beating me up, and I'm like, I don't think they just want me here. I think they're trying to keep me out.
Yeah.
And I went to go and cancel my membership. Like, why you cancel? I go, I don't think they want me here. They're like, no, man, we're trying to see if you can come back. Like, you're in. I'm like, oh. I was like, they're like jumping me in. It was weird, but it was funny. But I get it because they could have beat me without worse.
That philosophically, right? You're a warrior. How do you convey that to a person who's like, why should I train this way when I could just go and get on Stairmaster?
Well, because to me, you're also learning. You're gonna get in shape. You're also learning a skill. Everyone in their whole life is gonna come and see some sort of conflict like that. And it's either you cower away and be the victim or not. It's like protect yourself, even though it's just something to help you just get away from a situation. But at least you're not the victim.
Funny, I get the question often why you and I would fight each other, right? Because people ask all the time about boxing and sparring and getting hit and hitting people. And she's like, man, doesn't it make you mad when you get hit? Like, do you get all your anger together and then go fight the other person? I'm like, nah, it's usually one of my best friends that I'm sparring with, CBass. And I think that's the thing that people don't understand is like, if we care about each other so much, how can we hit each other?
It's hard. It's weird because there's some sort of bonding that goes on there. But then also, I treat the person I don't like the same way. So like, it's different because when we're in the ring, like, we're friends, but it's one-on-one. If we're playing basketball, I'm trying to dunk it on you. So we're trying to get the better of each other. We're not trying to hurt each other. Like, so like, say if I catch you with something, this is what I caught you with. So instead of just keeping and catching you over and over. So we're learning off of each other. When you're in the office throwing ideas around each other about stuff.
Yeah,
right?
brainstorming
together.
We're in a position that if you go from a 75% punch to a 90% punch, now you're an asshole and now we're in a fight.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the reasonableness to be like, all right, I don't have to be totally fucking locked in and ready to go because like, cool, we're doing this and like, I'm gonna get caught, but I know even if I get caught, I'm not gonna get slapped or get my jaw broken. Right? So there's a level of trust, or even like you let one fly, like, oh shit, I let that one go a little much, right? It's you know, if someone comports himself like a gentleman in a ring, I think there's another level of respect.
Yeah, and then also too, it's like, you know, that person's not trying to hurt you or prove nothing either. Like for example, when I do camp with Rampage, and when I'm in camp with him, we're warming up, and he says, hey, let's get CBass in here. We're gonna do the Muay Thai warm up because he knows I'm not trying to make an Instagram video, trying to catch him, or if if someone were to submit someone, hey, guess what I submitted today, or something like that, or I dropped them, or it's nothing like that, because first of all, I'm not gonna drop them. Second, like, he's doing me a favor by not smashing me right there. So I'm learning at the same time too, that if I'm going against one of the best fighters in the world, I'm gonna learn from it.
Yeah.
And it's also respect too, and like, we're teammates, we're not here to hurt each other, we're here to make each other better. So like, if he's tired and we're sparring, like say like Rampage is tired, I don't take advantage of it. Yeah. I'll go real light with him, like push him, come on man, just push, just trying to just make him work a little more, but not taking advantage of him. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a respect thing too. So then like we're learning each other. So like when I'm with him, he knows that he's gonna work on. I'm gonna be trying to go fast, trying to just like play tag with him. So it's gonna be making quicker on your toes and all that stuff. Yeah. So it's not like. So like I said, it's a respect thing, and we're learning from each other. You know, I'm not going in there on defense mode.
There's an element of being able to actually express yourself, right? Because the philosophical side of martial arts is always discipline. It's always humility. It's always approaching things with your ego detached, right? And so much of that is the thing that you said, which is you don't have anything to prove. Which is different than when I was in a ring when I was 19 and 20 and I wanted to win big tournaments and all this stuff, right? It was all ego. And God, it would destroy me when I would lose and not win tournaments and all that stuff, dude. It would just wreck me. I remember even in sparring, if people get the better of me in sparring, like I emotionally could not handle it.
See, to me, like, I proved it already. To me, I got in the ring. I won. I got 2 titles. I got in the ring. I trained and sparred with, like, fuck, man. One of my favorite fighters in the world. Like, one of the meanest guys, the scariest guys in the world. And I got to, like on a basis, regular basis. And to me, the fact that I'm, like, part of his team, and I've been to more camp, I've been hired, like paid to be a training partner. That proves a lot to me because like shit, I'm that good. I'm that good to be in there with you.
The old days, like Hicks and Gracie, when it was just dojo challenges, like, all right, cool.
Well, when I worked for LA Boxing, the guy came in and was saying, I want to spar with one of your guys here. And the manager of the gym goes, hey, Sebastian, go for it. I'm like, all right, sign a waiver. But it's like, you guys that come in here, it's disrespectful, you know what I mean? Right. I'm not going to go to someone's house and their living room and just start doing whatever you want, you know?
Yeah, dude, isn't it a trip how much more martial arts is available now? I remember when I wanted to do martial arts when I was a kid, there was like one karate studio. Yeah, I did Japanese karate because there wasn't anything else. And now, I mean, what do you guys?
It's crazy because when I started in 2000, I started in Huntington Beach, HB Ultimate Training Center. That was the first MMA gym. Pretty sure it was the first, HB Ultimate was the first full MMA gym where they offered everything.
What do you think Hardworx does differently, right? I mean, you get to put your own stamp. You've seen the way all these other gyms have been run.
Well, one thing I know is what I do is that all our instructors are battle tested. Like when I hire people here, it's like especially the trainers, it's you gotta have some sort of resume because I don't want to go pay to a gym to learn from a student, someone who probably someone else can beat up in the class. Like it should be the top dog should be the trainers. Every trainer here has pro fights. You know what I'm saying? Champions. So it's like our other location, champions teaching. You learn from champions. Why learn from mediocre? I can go to 24-hour fitness. I can go to you know like do aerobics for that. I want to learn how to do it for real from someone who does it for real.
So all of a sudden, you're like the trainer to all of these world-class tattoo artists.
It's awesome because it's fun training your friends, you know? And it's cool showing someone brand new that don't know. It's like get to build from scratch. Yeah. Make them the way you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, so I like that.
Can you see the difference in people? I mean, some people just have natural physical proclivities for fighting.
No, man, because anything can be taught.
Yeah.
You know, almost. I mean, that can be taught if you do it. Just like anything, if you do it long enough. I tell them like you guys all draw. I mean, how long did it take you to draw like a perfect circle, like you know, or stay in the lines or all that stuff? Like just like this, you practice.
Are fighters born or made?
Maybe made.
You take somebody who doesn't have that dog in them?
Yeah, because if you push someone enough, man, if they have it deep inside them, they're gonna flip out. You're gonna have that, like the bottles in the pop.
Is that the case? Everybody's a fighter on Instagram now.
Everyone's a fighter and everyone does the shaka. I don't know why. Everyone does this. You never been to Hawaii. I don't even understand. Everyone does that. I don't understand. Everyone does it. Everyone does it.
BJ Penn did it.
BJ Penn started it, and I love BJ Penn, one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Yeah.
One of my heroes. But he started it, and everyone started doing it. I don't understand. I don't even live the county do it.
You know what's funny though, dude, is I know is like, all right, cool, I can beat your average cab driver, but like the real killers out there would just like, there's real killers walking around everywhere, and they're not the dicks who are acting like that. The real killers are generally like in flip-flops, chilling, having a beer, being cool.
One of my coaches, Jimmy Terrell. Jimmy the Wolverine Terrell. One of the baddest dudes I know, man. This guy's probably, I think he fought at 140, walks around about 140, 150 pounds. Yeah. Skinny, you know. Not to be mean, kind of good, not goofy, just quiet, real quiet. And you see him in the bar, like, who's this like nerd or something? When this guy would like just destroy you. This guy looks like the most innocent.
Yeah.
Nice guy. They were very soft-spoken, very nice. And this guy would like never been choked. Like he would just black belt jiu-jitsu. He has over 120 some like kickboxing. He's a monster. Yeah. And you wouldn't even know.
I remember my trainer John, because he trained with Emmanuel Stewart. He was in the Kronk gym. I mean, the old school guys, the Jackie Glee, just way back when, all the old school boxing guys. But he said at Kronk gym, there was a homeless dude, and he would once a week come off the street, and like they knew him at Kronk, and he would whip Tommy Hearns' ass. When Tommy Hearns was the middleweight champion of the world, and said that this one dude, he could never keep it together, couldn't stay off drugs, all that, but he had Tommy Hearns' number, and a homeless dude whipped Tommy Hearns' ass.
Best fighter in the world. You probably would never ever see him here.
Yeah, I remember I knew a couple dudes in the gym. Joel Casamayor, Shane Mosley, right? These are old names. That dude sparred all of them. Repeatedly, over and over again. The Ruelas brothers, Oscar, he sparred all of them. And the dude had a professional career of like 2 and 5 and like lost a bunch of 4-round fights.
It's weird, it's like, you get that anxiety too, the performance. You get people that, they can tear it up in the gym and they're unbreakable.
Oh, bro.
You see the performance, that pressure. I understand that because I had confidence as hell in the gym, and then when we get to the fight, it's like that anxiety. I know I would do better in the gym when it was like no in a fight with whatever $100 million, $1 million on the line. If it's empty, I want to knock this guy out. But if it's like an arena, I'm like, it's pressure.
One time that they had fight night at David's college at UC Santa Barbara, and I went and fought for like juniors fraternity. Brother, 9,000 people in the arena.
It's crazy.
I walked out, and all I could think about is how little I had trained. Like all of you, I'm walking out, and it was like, bro, there are lights. There are people screaming, not because it was good fights, but it was like 9,000 college kids going insane. And I nearly shit myself on that walk to the ring. The whole time being like, I'm going to get my ass beat in front of all of these people. Yeah. I remember it wasn't until like the first punch got thrown that I didn't wasn't paralyzed by the lights.
Yeah, the biggest place was the Spurs used to play.
Oh shit, the Alamo Dome. Yeah, that's a big ass place, dog.
I remember like shit, walking out, they have like a Titantron. So you're walking on the ramp. This is when I fought for the World Combat League. Chuck Norris was the owner, and paid for money there. So you're walking out, you see the big Titantron, you're walking, you turn around, you see yourself, you're like, fuck, man.
I should have ate that cheeseburger.
Walk around like they would announce you before they announced every fighter. You do a lap and then you walk back. And that part I'm like drenched, like, geez, damn, it's a lot of people. Then you go to the locker room, you see the old Tim Duncan and stuff like that.
But yeah, I remember sitting in the locker room. All I could think about is the times I didn't train. All I could think about is the times I broke my diet. All I could think about is like the excuses I made when I didn't run. And fuck, dude, it's so paralyzing.
Every time before I walked out, every time, 100% of the time, I was thought, shit, I wish I had a week longer. I should have ran more. Should have been weight cut a little easier. I'm gonna be tired now.
Yep.
I always had that. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But then I thought, like, well, shit, I'm ready to hear it. You can't pull out. It's like you're at the edge. You just gotta jump. So then. But I was always that nervousness, and then once I got to the ring, once the first just contact, then I was fine.
But I think that's what makes a fighter.
But all up to that, I'm like, I don't want to be. I don't remember. Like, so, out of all my fights, I probably only remember about 40 seconds. Yeah. Because it's just blotches, seconds. Even when some knockouts I have, like, oh, I thought I hit him with this. No, you hit him with this. I'm like, oh, really? Like.
Yeah, memory's faulty that way, dude. But
there's fights I just don't remember.
Yeah. Well, I think. You legit have to have something broken in your brain if you're not terrified walking into a fight.
Ryan Couture says, if you're not nervous and scared going to a fight, something's wrong with you.
Something's wrong.
Because fear helps you with your defense, helps you not get hurt.
Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is the presence of fear and still taking action.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes a fighter is I'm gonna lose or I might lose or like there's a real fucking killer across from me. There's a dude my size that trained more than me, that's stronger than me, that's gonna try to fucking kill me, and I know that like man I could have trained harder but I'm still gonna fight him.
My first MMA fight was an underground fight. It was a long time ago. It was I think like 2002, 2001. It was for Antonio McKee. He had a show a long time ago, old show. And I remember thinking like it was a double knockout. I mean, that guy, we just rocked each other and they stopped it. And I remember like leaving, and I was sad because I lost. And Tiki and Rob, they both go, hey man, you went in there and did it. I was like, dang. He's like, it's done. It's done. We'll do more or don't do more. But you did it. You're right. And that was enough to be like, oh my God, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Dude, I think amateurs, smokers, so we used to call the underground fights, we used to call them smokers.
Everyone was smoking, they were betting.
Yeah, so we used to, but all of those, dude, was just, I remember being told before I boxed the first time, anybody who's ever stepped in the ring and fought a fight, like, they earn respect. because it's so hard to do.
Yeah, that's why I hate when people watch UFC or fight. They boo. It's like you guys are idiots. You don't know what's going on. It's a chess match. You don't know what's going on there. So I hate because I know everyone's a coach from the audience too.
I think when you look across the ring, all you think about is this motherfucker's a killer, right? There's no reason they're in the ring with me if they're not a killer.
Like,
so you're looking across.
You gotta say it's like saying the worst player in the NFL is still good.
Yeah.
Like it's better than you. What really made me have my for lack of a better term, balls drop was my first camp with Rampage, because like my initiation, we're there for a week, getting acclimated, and the first sparring, or we're gonna have a sparring day. Like, all right, CBass, get in there, 5-minute round, 2.5 minutes of Rampage, 2 of Congo. And I thought they were joking. I thought they were teasing me because I'm only 190 pounds.
Yeah.
At this point. These guys are 200
fucking monsters.
pounds. And I'm like, yeah, right. And they're like, get in there. I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, oh. And I think about it, like, well, cannot say no.
Yeah.
Might as well just do it. So I did it. And I went in, and I was the first 2 minutes. I'm like, and then you get in, and you get hit, and you just say fuck it. You just say fuck it. After that, I'm like, after that. Man, I was scared of no man.
Yeah.
I came down that mountain 9 weeks later, like, I'm running fast. I'm like, man, hit me, because like I'm not gonna get hit as hard by anyone my size. Then these guys are gonna, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's like I always say, training, like overachieve in training.
Once you've done that, especially when you fought a real killer, I know I've been fucking, I got you, whack, and get rocked and be like, oh my God. And then everything screams, right? You get hit in the body. I remember Jeremy punched me in the body. It was Jeremy Williams, bah! And I remember being like, go down, fall down, and just not being able to move at all. Luckily, he didn't kill me, which is unlike Jeremy. But like, dude, and then being like, no, like move. You're okay, move. Just like, you unlocked like other levels within yourself.
Yeah, like I honestly thought like I was gonna puss out. Like no, they're like, wait a minute, like how's that gonna look right now? Like my ego, right? Fuck, and then like, oh, so your ego's good in certain ways, because it helps you get through things. I think, but it's also just like anything. It's like alcohol, a little bit's good, not too much.
You think you've furthered the MMA philosophy that you've received? Because you received it from so many different places.
Yeah, I mean the places I've gotten it from, it's like I respect so much. I don't want to change anything.
But doesn't combining all of those elements into the CBass methodology inherently make it something
different? Like not like the methodology, but like just certain ways of doing things. Like, like I was taught with Tiki and Ra for this many long time, and I was training with Joe Schilling for a while, and I learned a little more of my boxing, so I'm able to like, I would say like cross train more.
Yeah, because I mean you have to keep growing as a fighter, even if you're not fighting, because now you're teaching, right? And you have to keep evolving.
Like an example, like if you do jiu-jitsu, don't stick to gi only. Learn no gi also, right? If you're a boxer, learn kickboxing too. Learn Thai boxing too. So just the more you learn, the better. The more weapons you have, the better, man.
So one thing that we talked about all the time, like me and you talk about it, is our niece, Gianna. And like the importance of, we always talk about like she needs to learn all of these things. She needs to learn the tools. She needs to learn this. What would you say to a person that has a 5, 6, 7-year-old daughter? Why would that person?
I would say put your, all kids should be in tumbling in the beginning. So they learn some athleticism. 3, 4 years old, time they accept them, 4 years old. At least for a few years, they learn how to fall, become fearless, learn how to take a bump.
Why do kids belong in an MMA gym?
Discipline, man. Teachers get discipline. I used to teach a bunch of long time ago, like bratty kids, lack of a better term. And I'm teaching those kids not to be breaking into no one else's cars, man. Like, hey, come here instead. And they'd be in trouble, or like, just come hang out at the gym. Last time, come hang out anyway. So it's give them some sort of direction too. Positivity.
Positivity in the form of violence.